So what advice do you have then for people who think that they do need to have a fully finished manuscript or totally have everything completely ready if they had the opportunity like that woman did, and really all they really wanted was 60 seconds? How can we encourage the bravery in people listening today to kind of reframe that thinking?
Books in our head help no one, right? Ideas in our head help no one. So first, perfection is a different spelling for procrastination, right?
Yes. Yes, recovering perfectionist. Yes.
So, do we have time for a quick story?
We sure do.
Okay.
Yes.
The very first year of the Maui Writers Conference, I'll always remember there's a woman on the beach crying, and I went over, I said, "Are you okay?" And you know what she said? "I don't belong here." I said, "You don't belong here?" She said, "Who am I to write a book?" She said, "It's like I'm putting myself up on a pedestal. It kind of feels arrogant." She says, "I'm not perfect." I said, "Jana, that's not the question to ask." I said, "What's an example of what you want to write about?" Well, she and her husband had adopted a child, and it was very challenging. And she said, "I went to the bookstore, I went to the library, and there were just all these Pollyanna books about what a blessing it was to be an adopted parent." She said, "They made me feel worse." She said, "I want to write the book I need, I can't find." And I said, "So give me a specific example." And for all your listeners, the more specific you are, the more likely it's going to succeed. The more specific you are. So the example. And she talked about when Ari was 3 years old and she fixed spaghetti for dinner. And he reached across the table and he grabbed a handful and he threw it in her face. And her first thought was, my son would never have done that. And I said, "Jana, that's why you need to write that book. Because there are other parents who've had those kinds of thoughts and they feel like they're the only one who's ever said that they're a terrible person." I said, "You have a right and a responsibility to write if you ask this one question." Ready? Would someone reading my book benefit? See, if someone reading your book will benefit, it's almost selfish to keep it to yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have a PhD. If you pour out your story or your soul or your lessons learned or your methodology and other people benefit, isn't that why we're here?
Oh, yeah. I feel that so much. Wow. Wow. Did she go on to write her book?
There's Jana Wolf, Secret Thoughts of an Adoptive Mother. And I spoke at the Hawaii Book and Music Festival last year. There's Jana Wolf. And I went up, I said, "Jana," she hears from people every single week. The book has been out in the world for 20 years, making a difference for people around the world because she believed in herself and she realized that all of those ideas, they don't do any good if we talk ourselves out of them, talk ourselves into them. You know, Pablo Picasso said that the purpose of life is to find our gifts. The meaning is to give them away. Folks, give away your gifts. Not only can you make meaning and make money and make a difference, you are living a no-regret life that when it's all over and when you look back, you'll know you really did have the best of both worlds. All the people you loved and you took care of and that are in your personal circle and all the people you made a difference for in your professional circle.
Wow. So if you have a book in you, this is literally the episode. And if you have a girlfriend, a friend, a sibling, a mom, a lover, somebody in your life that is like curious to share their message with the world, this is the episode to share because Sam has so many amazing gems.
See you next time at the Brave Table.